Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd. Oh, may God.
2023.
That's right, 2023.
So we don't get yelled at.
That's right. Now, speaking of getting yelled at, I know I made a mistake. I put the camera on the table and we were moving the table on our last little live stream. But we're here. We're back today with our regular stationary camera.
Things were a little screwed up. We were a little tired.
Yes.
I mean, sound was screwy, but everybody cut us a lot of slack. That was cool.
Yeah, you guys cut us slack, and we're learning. We're learning, too. And also, we crossed a great milestone. Anthony, tell us what happened during that live stream.
Well, I mean, you just told me. Apparently, we had our 1 millionth view?
Yep. 1 million views.
Yeah, so we just stuck that up because it was deadline week for the Las Vegas Advisor newsletter. Mm-hmm. We just ran out of time. We just purely ran out of time. Didn't have time to get it together. Threw it together real fast and wondered if we should have done it or not. But that's when we hit the 1 million.
Yep. So thank you.
Yeah, it's the same 15,000 people, but still is a million. So
that's right. 1 million views.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is, we did get some good suggestions on that. Maybe we do more of that and answer some questions live.
Yeah.
Which I think we're going to give that a try at some point.
I thought that was a great comment, so thanks for suggesting. And it's something that we've kind of thought about in the past before.
That makes sense.
So, Anthony, moving forward, what's happening in Vegas? And let's talk to the locals about what's happening at the Mirage.
Yeah, well, the president of the Mirage in Vegas, a guy named Joe Lupo, came from the Stardust way back in those days, made an announcement that essentially Mirage/Hard Rock is going to go after the local crowd.
Okay.
And I've wondered this for years. Like, why doesn't a place on the Strip do that? Because locals don't like to go to the Strip.
But you always hear this. Well, the locals never go to the Strip.
Well, they don't want to, first of all, they don't like to gouge.
Yeah.
So they go to other locals' places until they started gouging. Now they gouge at Station, now they gouge at Void, but they still find their other local joints that they go to. But the Strip's even worse usually.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they don't like the inconvenience. And the Mirage is really, it's located in a way that somebody coming from the west side never has to even touch the Strip.
Right.
You can come down. Yeah, you come down Spring Mountain and you come through the back way.
Yeah.
Right. So you come through the back way, you leave. The same thing. Now, if you're coming from the east side, it's still not even that hard. You just go across. You're on Sands, and you just go across one light, and then you make a left into the Mirage.
Okay.
So they're talking about things like what did they say? Special happy hour offers, discounts on meals and shows, free parking.
That's big.
Yeah. And a lot of people out there would be like, well, okay, that's good for locals. But you know what? Once they're doing it for locals, it tends to spill over. Locals are going to expect a better gaming product too. They're going to expect, better video poker schedules.
Right.
And you don't have to be a local to take advantage of that.
This is really cool. I mean, like the local places that I play are typically off the Strip. I play at the Palms. But on the Strip, I do play at Resorts World. That's pretty much the only place I play.
Well, it's like we were waiting for the Indian places to start showing value.
Yeah.
And when it started with Virgin and the Mohegans, nothing really happened there. I mean, they didn't do anything that was good for anybody, in my opinion. Palms did, San Manuel with their buffets and the lobster buffet, and you like to go there, and
Ghost Bar,
a lot of good, Ghost Bar, and a lot of fun things to do there. But it looks like the Seminoles at Mirage are going to take it yet a step further. So we've been waiting for this.
Way to go, guys. Looking forward to hitting up the Hard Rock. All right, so today, if you are a local in Las Vegas, you will know that it is hot out.
Yeah.
It's feeling like summer.
90-some degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Yeah.
1st of May, we're already at the upper 90s.
Yeah, hot in this room.
So, but the deal is it's pool season.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, they are open. Pools are open all over town.
That's right.
We did a big roundup of the pools in the Las Vegas Advisor this issue.
And what'd you find?
Well, we found that you can get in to pools all over the place, but it's going to cost you.
Okay.
Because usually the places that, if you're staying at a place, that's one thing. You got a room key, you can go in.
Yep.
But some places, before it used to be special, now almost everybody will let outsiders in because they're having their big parties and they're making all kinds of money off of it.
Sure.
Because often you got to buy a cabana or you've got to buy even just a chair. Or you told me an inner tube somewhere,
Yeah. At Mandalay Bay, I hear that if you want to do the lazy river, you got to actually rent an inner tube.
Right. So there's, I think we put it up on the screen, and you can pause your screen and take a look. There's a big list of where all the parties are, and they're everywhere. All the big casinos have their pool parties. But the interesting one was what you found out about the Palms.
Yeah, I was at the Palms, and right now, or at least last week, you could get into the Palms just by having a player's card.
I don't know how long that's going to last.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You know, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be a policy or not, but it's pretty cool. You got a player's card and you want to go out and lay out by the pool, you know, by the pool at the Palms, you can do that.
They charged last summer, so I assume they are going to charge this summer. And right now, since the pool's just open, I think it's free. It was free last week, so hopefully it will continue to be for a little while longer.
Pretty good. One other thing we discovered was what they used to call toptional. Mm-hmm. You know, these were the topless pools.
Oh, I like that. Toptional.
Yeah, it used to be called toptional.
All right.
Now, in 2015, there were 12 topless pools in Vegas. Mm-hmm. And this year there were 4. So the 4 casinos that have them are Mandalay Bay, which is Morea Beach, they call it. Wynn, the European pool.
Okay.
Artisan, they call it Naked Pool. Artisan's about to change its name to Lexi's, where it's going to be a weed motel.
That's right, the marijuana hotel.
Yep, but they still have a topless pool. And Sapphire, the Sapphire pool at Sapphire Topless Club.
Okay.
Now, you know, the interesting thing is that this is the first year Sapphire has been topless, I believe.
Right.
Now they've got it's a topless club, but at the pool, the girls were not topless.
Right, because it's a strip club.
Yeah. So
Biggest one in Vegas.
Yeah. And I mean, some say the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, just only 4 of them.
So have you ever been to any of these topless pools, Anthony?
I have.
Which ones?
I went to Bear.
Oh, okay.
Bare, Bear at the Mirage.
Okay.
And interestingly, Bear is no longer topless.
Okay.
But I went with an ex-girlfriend who wanted to go.
Yeah.
And she just got up and boom, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. And it's a different scene. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I went topless.
Good.
It was good. I had no problem.
So.
I went topless, no problem at all.
All right. But nobody was bottomless, just a topless.
No.
Bottomless margaritas.
Yeah, that'd be about it. But no, it's an interesting experience, but there's only 4 of them now, down from 12.
So we know traffic is still an issue in Vegas, but we got some good news about the HOV lanes. What's happening, Anthony?
Right. HOV, high occupancy vehicle.
Yes.
Right. So those are the lanes. They call them diamond lanes in some places, where you've got to have 2 people in the car at least to use them. And it's crazy because everybody's jammed up and nobody's in that other lane because everybody's by themselves. Right. So, you know, with the bad traffic on the freeways here and everywhere, they finally decided they were going to loosen the restrictions on that. Okay. So the new rules are, except from 6 to 8 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, everyone can use those lanes.
Okay.
Okay, so those are just the, 6 to 8 in the morning, 4 to 6 in the evening, you can't do it. Monday through Friday only. Weekends you can do it 24 hours.
Okay.
But it's good news. You know, I mean, it's gonna lighten the load a little bit on the freeway.
It's good news and it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's a good move.
It does.
And as with everything, with all this new stuff happening in Vegas, there are some closings that we want to talk about.
There were a bunch of them, and I mean some really significant ones in restaurants. And one of them is Ariel at Mandalay Bay, and that was famous for years. It was one of the top gourmet restaurants on the Strip. It was known for its wine angels, where they would literally hoist the girls. They had the really pretty girls, they would hoist them up the wine tower, and they would go pick out the wine for you.
You know what's funny? I didn't when I read this, I didn't realize that. Now I know exactly which restaurant you're talking about. Yeah,
and it was fun just to walk by and kind of watch and look in there and see them doing it. So Oriel's closing at Mandalay Bay. Old Homestead.
Okay,
that
one I know.
Big steakhouse at Caesar's Palace, we just heard is going to close.
Okay.
And I was wondering about that because Peter Luger is coming in there.
Right, everyone's excited for that.
Out of Brooklyn. And just like last month, a place called Stanton Social Prime, which is another steakhouse open. So I was like, how are they going to have 3 steakhouses in one joint? And apparently they're not, so Old Homestead is going to close.
Okay.
All right, Strip Burger. Now, this is a place that's been on the Strip across from the Wynn, on the corner by the Fashion Show Mall for like 15 or 16 years.
Okay.
They had a really good hamburger there. It was a great people-watching place. And I didn't go there often in recent times, but I used to go there. It was a good place, but it's closed. What else? Gordon Biersch. The original brewery out here.
Yeah, I've driven by it a million times. I've always wanted to go. I've never gone.
It was, in its day, it was like one of the first nightclubs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where everybody went. And then, when all the clubs opened up and everything else, it just, other breweries started opening up and now they're closing. I heard it also that it had something to do with the lease. That happens a lot. But no more Gordon Biersch.
Okay.
And then finally, this is the one that really hurts me.
Right. You like this one.
Oh, Big Wong.
Yeah.
Man. Big Wong. Best chicken wings in Vegas. Jalapeno chicken wings.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's chicken and it comes with jalapenos.
Oh, it was so great. And they had all kinds of fantastic noodle soups and wontons and Hainan chicken. And I mean, this was one of my absolute go-to favorite places, so I'm pretty sad.
Yeah, I know you are. That one actually also affects us at LVA directly because you would go out and buy a bunch of them for everybody in the office. So sometimes
I wanted everybody to taste these chicken wings and tell me how good they were, or was I just crazy? But it was owned by a husband and wife. There was, I got friendly with them. Yeah. They just decided they want to retire, I guess. So I'm sad to see it go, but it was great while it was here.
All right. And in this week's Jackpot of the Week comes to us from Jennifer H. And she says, my husband and I traveled to Las Vegas last week. We stayed at the South Point. I hit a $1 Royal Flush my first night there. The next day, I hit a quarter Royal at the M and then a $1 Royal at the Four Queens. I thought you might be interested for the Jackpot of the Week segment. Well, yes, we're interested. 3 Royals in one trip?
Isn't that something?
Holy crap.
And it looks like it was all Jennifer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, where do you find a woman like that?
Lucky lady.
I go out with girls, and all I'm doing is keep handing them 20s. Nobody's hitting any Royals on my behalf. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, it looks like Jennifer pretty much knows what she's doing. Mm-hmm. So if you look at these schedules, the first one she hit at South Point, 975 double bonus.
Okay.
That's a 99.11% return. Then she goes to NSUD, Not So Ugly Deuces.
Okay.
That was at M Resort. It gets better, 99.73 on that one.
Now, we talk about that one on this show.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's the best, except for full pay deuces, it's the best deuces schedule. Like I said, 99.73. And then she gets better yet. She goes to the Four Queens, and she's playing 10-7 double bonus, which is a 100.17% return.
Oh, wow. Positive.
Yeah. So you literally, if you play that game perfectly, you're going to make money, 0.17%.
All right.
If you're able to do that, which you can with strategy cards or something like that. So, it's we've said this before, it's a two-part process. One is finding the best schedules, and 2 is playing them properly. And she's obviously got one, she's got it down cold.
Well, yeah, Jennifer, thank you for following us. It sounds like we should also be following you. Post those wins.
Right.
All right, guys, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And thank you for the 1 million views. Wow, 2 years and 1 million views. Pretty cool.
We'll see what happens this week. If there's a lot of news, maybe we'll shoot one near the end of the week to make up for last week. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.